Wu-Tang and American Saga, Episode 9, I Declare War. And then we already know that now Bobby has been dropped from Tommy Boy, and he goes to Dre, the crappy manager, that guy that I never liked that dude. I know he wasn't right. He's doing a video shoot for his cousin Jizza. Jizza's on another label. And he's like, what's the move now? Oh, there ain't no move. You're done, Bobby. I'm trying to take care of your cousin now. He's like, that's how you gonna do me? Like, yeah, you know, you're not my client anymore. I got another client. Like, I knew he wasn't right. He was full of crap. But also too, we have this guy, this gangster guy, that's coming out of jail named Attila, and he wants to take over his kingdom back in Staten Island. And this guy picks him up, and he said, you know, Divine's brother, Bobby, is now Prince Raheem. He's big. Prince Raheem, he's big in the rap game. And he takes him back to Staten Island. This guy kills the guy that brought him from jail. And he's on a warpath to steal from all the hustlers, dealers, and everybody that he can get money from and product or whatever he wants to get from them. We also have too, Dennis is playing the tapes, the Wu-Tang tapes with his brothers, and they bonding together. And also too, we got Raekwon Shah. He's going to a meeting with him and Power go to a meeting with the Jamaican drug dealer Chrissy. Chrissy's now trying to move into music because that's the game now, music. And the same act that was at the rap battle, they were doing a cipher at the party, and he said, "I heard you rap, Shy. Can you spit something?" So he goes in the cipher and he spits it, and Chrissy wants to sign him to his new record company that he's trying to promote. And he sees this pretty girl at the party. So they go in the studio, and he's ready to do his he's ready to do a verse, and this girl comes in, and the same girl he saw at the party. He said, "What do you do?" He said, "You work with Chrissy?" He said, "Yeah, we just do music." And so he goes in there and spits a verse in the booth. Power comes up in there, and Power basically wants him to come and talk to him. Power comes in and talks to Sha, Raekwon, and they get out of there. And all of a sudden, the cops are moving in on Chrissy. So did he know what that was going down or something? And come to find out, they're in the car sitting and watching this thing go unfold. And the girl that he was talking to is a police officer. And he tells him, see what you do when you drop the ball? Never drop the ball. Okay, you got that going on. Cherie's still in Ohio with her mother, little brother, and Jerome. And we found out that Cherie may be pregnant because she's throwing up in the bathroom. Divine is still working at the Wall Street office as a custodian at night. He hears a lot of conversations about people doing investments, and one of them closed the door when he was cleaning up the carpet. And at nighttime, he was cleaning up the office. He saw this book about financial investment. And he's really getting into that information because he finds out how to invest and how to grow money, which is very important. Attila is bringing havoc to the neighborhood. Bobby is, really kind of bummed out because he goes to Tommy Boy Records and talks to Monica, the executive over there, about what's the next move. And she was saying basically the company's being taken over by another company, and they're not trying to promote solo acts no more. They're trying to promote groups now. He said, I got a tape, a demo, my group, Wu-Tang Clan. She's like, yeah, whatever, Bobby. It's pretty much done for you. I was like, wow, yeah. So an assistant goes in the office and grabs all the tapes up, and that demo tape is in that box. So whoever takes over the company is going to eventually find that tape, which we pretty much know. So RZA's kind of bummed out. He's walking, and he sees his cousin ODB, and some kids come up and they say, "You're Prince Raheem. Um, we want to get your autograph." He's like, "Okay," and he's like, the kid's like, "How much money you make doing that record?" He's like, "A gentleman never tells." And ODB with his big mouth was like, "He made $100,000." He's like, "No," and ODB said, "I'm not a gentleman." And he said, "I only make $60,000." And beknownst to them, Attila was on the block, heard that, and now he wants to rob Bobby. Uh, so Bobby is home. You know, he's kind of depressed. He's reading the 5% of Lessons book, Supreme Lessons. And Sheba, the dog, hears a noise, and it's Attila. And he can see from the corridor it's Attila. So he escapes from the back of the house and gets out. Gets out. Attila destroys the house to find. I guess he's looking for $60,000 in the house, and he finds the tapes and the equipment and takes the equipment and tapes. Divine gets off work, and Bobby coming back in the house. He's like, "What happened?" He said, "Attila." And he's like, "Did he steal anything?" And he looked around. He said, "Oh, let me go check my room." And he stole he found out that he stole the tapes, the equipment, and the rhyme books and everything. He's like, my music, everything is gone." And Divine said, "It's not that serious, man. You can always make more music, man. It's always you can make more music." Dennis is still watching the karate movies with his little brothers and gets a revelation. They had a little spoof of karate sequence when they used the voices of the clan in the sequence. So he gets up, gets the tapes out of there, and his brother said, "Where you going?" "I'm going to see the Abbott." So he goes back to Bobby's house, RZA's house. RZA's on edge because the dog is barking because the dog can, sense if somebody's coming to the door, and he's checking to make sure, and it's okay. It's Dennis, D Lover, Ghostface. So they basically he comes to, "I got the tapes, man. Is there a late fee?" And they squashed their little beef they had, and basically he said, "You the Abbott, man." He's like, "Man," "I don't know." And he said, "Because Tommy Boy took me off the label. They dumped me." He's like, "Man, that's good, man. You don't need to be there because that whole cookie cutter, tuxedo, top hat wearing person, that's not you, man. You know." And he said, "What happened to the house, man?" He's like, Attila." He said, "Attila destroyed the house, he got his tapes, his equipment, all his stuff is gone. His rhyme books, everything." He said, "I really want to get those tapes back. If I could get anything, those tapes." And Dennis D. Lowe said, "Man, what we sitting up here for, man? We need to go get your stuff back, man." You know what I mean? And it goes off. So that completes episode 9. Next Wednesday is the last final episode of season 1. It's called Assassination Day. And they'll be back out Wednesday, Woo Wednesday. And that's it for this one. If you like my videos, y'all, please hit that like icon and subscribe to Mujahid72 on YouTube. As always, everybody take care of yourself. Wu-Tang forever. Peace, y'all. I'm out.